Hello, and thank you so much for serving on this Sunday, October 22nd, 2023. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of this week's lesson. If you want to take a look at the lesson plan, here's the front page. You can always pause to read through it in more detail. So first page, let's see if I can turn it. There we go. Second page and third page. It's a little bit longer this week because there's some direct teaching quotes there. So what we're doing this week is we are going to be doing this song, Be All Right, the no rap version. So when they come in, same as normal, they're going to do their center activity choices. When it's time to do the song, that is the song that you're going to want to do. It is saved under the Lindsay channel on YouTube, and then the Oaks Kids playlist, and you will find that. There is some Spanish in the song. So for this week, there are no motions. I want them to be thinking about motions that we can do for the song when we do it again the following week that we meet. But for this week, we're just going to learn the song, sing along, and you can go over the Spanish words. Todo va a estar bien means everything will be all right, and they actually immediately follow each other in the song. And then also todo el mundo en su mano está, the whole world is in his hands. They also directly follow each other, but so you can teach those phrases that are in the song to the kids. Then when it is time to go upstairs, the 3rd through 5th grade students will exit and go to their upstairs classroom. Make sure you take the yellow bag. It has the key. It also has all of your materials for the week, and bring your cell phones to the sound on. So I'm going to show you quickly. Here's the yellow bag. Almost always the materials will be in the yellow bag, not in the classroom. So this week, that is true. I will always say in the video. So you have this clipboard. It has the lesson plans. It will also have the materials for this week's lesson. After I go over it for this video, I'll add it to the clipboard. So when you get up there are 3 copies of that lesson plan. Make sure you share them with the 3 teachers that are serving up there, as well as the materials that are split half between the boys and the girls, depending on how many boys and girls we have. So once you split this month's memory verse, we are done writing it on the sheet. So this week we are just going to review it multiple times. Remind them that Memory Verse Sunday is next Sunday. Next Sunday is a 5th Sunday, so we will not be meeting. They will be sitting with their families in the sanctuary, but they do need to come up for memory verse time. So make sure they are practicing that Proverbs 9 verses 10 and 11 throughout the week so that they are prepared for that on Sunday. And then for prayer, we stopped doing just our prayer requests, and we were doing Taco's prayer strategy. There's a reminder of what that stands for in there. Just get a couple examples of each of those and then pray that together, as well as the Lord's Prayer. Now, this week's story is God Chooses Noah. It's lesson 5 on pages 10 and 11. So you're going to read that story and then follow that up by locating Genesis 6, 11 through 22. That is part of the story. We're not going to read the entire thing because it's very long, but that's kind of the beginning of it, of God choosing Noah and kind of the description of how to build the ark and things. So you're going to read the story, read the verses. Here's the follow-up questions. Go over the memory verse one more time, and then the activities are going to be different following that. So if you're in K2, you're going to be doing a craft, which I will show you now. You're going to be doing this craft right here, where they're going to make the ark. We are not going to do 2 layers of the ark, of the water. We're just doing 1 layer of the water, but we have full pieces of black construction paper. Some are dark blue because we ran out, but that's supposed to be like a stormy sky. So if they get a dark blue, they can color over it with black to make it look darker and stormier. And then they're going to get a half sheet, hot dog style, for their waters. They can cut it to make it look like waves. If they get one of those medium blue, make sure they get the black piece so that there's some contrast between the two. And I'm also going to be getting some cotton balls so they can make storm clouds and do some lightning coming from that. For their boat, this is their boat. They're going to color it, cut it out, and glue it. Now, on the example, you can see that they kind of like pieced it under the waves so it looks like it's rocking in the storm. Kids can do that, or they can have it go on top of the water, whatever they would like to. There is an example back here in the back for them to, for you to kind of tape up on the board for them to see the sample. But so they have the dark construction paper, the lighter blue, and the arc, and then they have everything else at their seats. The glue sticks, crayons or markers, pencils, scissors are all at their seats. So that is what K-2 will be doing for God Chooses Noah. If they are wanting to draw a rainbow, because a lot of them will already know this story, let them know that that is something we're going to talk about the next time that we meet, that first Sunday of November. So do not include the rainbow. This is about God choosing Noah and going through the storm that God told him he would go through. So no rainbow yet. if you are in 3rd through 5th grade, you are going to have a different activity. It's going to be an object lesson, and it is about obedience, because one of the biggest lessons that they should get from today's story is that Noah was obedient to God, even when it didn't make sense to those around him. So I found a great video on YouTube for how to build this boat and how to practice being disobedient, to model that to the kids, and how things won't work out if you're disobedient. So you can follow the script if you want. And so this is where she kind of like was disobedient at the first part, because it says to use a rectangular piece of paper. She's like, you know what? I'm going to just use a square sheet instead. So there will be 2 square pieces, one for each classroom, one for the boys and one for the girls, for the teacher to model with, so that when you hit this next step, you're going to run into a mistake. Wait, I don't have paper to make flaps. I can't make my boat because I didn't use the right size paper. So she was disobedient. Let's start over and be obedient and use the right size. And then you're going to use just the regular copy paper from that point on. But there will be 2 pieces of square, one for each classroom. Now, these are the directions. You can read them out loud from here. I did kind of pause writing her script here so that you can just follow the directions on the sheet with the kids, because it is simpler on here. And then there is script, basically any part that is scripted, I have bolded and italicized, because those are the main parts of the lesson, because she tries to be disobedient towards the middle as well, where it looks like a hat. And she's like, I like this hat. I think I'll stop here. But if I stop here, I'll have a hat, not a boat. And that is what God told me to make. So let's be obedient and keep going. And then she wraps it up here, which you can pause and read if you want. And so basically, it's just a lesson of obedience for the kids. If they finish early upstairs, you're welcome to journal. You're welcome to play games. We are adding a couple games. I will show you them here. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. I found a good deal on them. So there's one for the boy side, one for the girl side, and we're going to just try and like build up those areas over time. There will be enough copy paper for every student to have 1 sheet plus a bunch of extra, because I'm sure there will be mistakes and need to start over. So we've got some extras there. But that is it for this week. Thank you guys so much for serving. Oh, one last thing. Upstairs, you have the same Bible prizes as normal, candy or stickers. If you are downstairs, we changed Bible prizes up this month, where no longer is it just a bunch of different, it's one choice. And if they brought their Bible and they like it, they can have it. If they brought their Bible and they don't like it, then they can just skip it that week. Or if they, I'm trying to do the same thing 2 weeks in a row, so that if it's something they really wanted and they forgot it the first week, then they have a second chance the next week. So this week it's some Halloween candy. It's Sour Patch Kids or Swedish Fish. So when the kids are, when you're doing Bible prizes, those are their choices for this week. And I believe that is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. We thank you guys so much for serving and for making a difference in these kids' lives. We appreciate you more than I could ever say. So have a great week, and I will see you on Sunday.